Hello there, how's your day? I'm Mecha Killer there. Alright, it seems like Bungie, the game company, decided to put up a statement saying that they made a difficult decision to eliminate 220 roles at their game company. And in case anyone want to know, it's actually, what is this company about? It's actually a company that's currently under Sony Interactive Entertainment. And anyone to talk about Sony? Yeah, not a very good thing to start off with, right? Very interesting man. But the one thing is in turn about these game companies that people need to understand that is the game company behind well-known game as Holo, as well as Destiny. So anyone who play Holo or Halo, depending on how you pronounce the name, as well as Destiny, will know how well the game has been when it came to SPS game. So in regards to that, it got a lot of people questioning like, why did they decided to so-called put out a statement indicating that they're gonna lay off up to over 200 employees or whatsoever roles appearing along the line. And when you think about it, it's kind of ironic that it's a game company that just only like so-called recently got some of their employees just going around bashing gamers, saying like gamers don't understand games along the line, or gamers are the problem behind games along the line, or even to the point of saying that they are trying to add in DI world or whatever thing to the game and making things that it just basically a lot of people feel too forced or too unrealistic or just don't know what the hell is the game, as well as some of the time when they just use the word modern audience. Well, technically they can deny that they're saying that they are catering for modern audience, but when you look at the way they do things, especially like when they got the Sweet Baby Ink Defender or Sweet Baby Ink Lover or whatever they want to call themselves along the line, and start saying that gamers are the problem and they are not the problem, yeah, you're gonna tell everyone that you are destroying your customer base and you're not going to have any more customer, even when the companies strive on gamers, strive on those customers. So all you know, it's kind of like they're saying like they are catering for modern audience, and yet the question we always have to ask, and I've been asking all this time, where are the modern audience? Do they actually play those games? I mean, like, sure, some people will say that some of the modern audience are just not that big, but the thing is, right, gamers company like this so-called AAA game industry or Bungie or Bungie or however you would call it, decided to just have some of the employee going around destroying every gamer, saying like gamer are the problem, or people who give critic are just haters or white supremacy or whatsoever along the line. And that kind of backfire on them now, considering that some of them actually kind of apparent in their in Rev say being fired. Well, I will definitely use the word lay off because it's what they decided to say, or maybe in their own term, being eliminated. I don't know. I mean, like, sure, I always tend to use the word being laid off or decided to get terminated if you really want to go with that. But eliminate, yeah, that's a very interesting way of saying that you're fired along the line. So all in all, I would recommend you guys to check out Rev's video as well as Hill's video, because they do talk more into detail into that situation. But it's actually kind of like what I want to talk about this kind of level is that I'm just kind of like just gonna just say that I'm not gonna stand on the side of those people anymore, because it's like normally I will give the benefit of doubt to both sides of the coin, try to see who is right, who is wrong along the line. And with how hypocrite a lot of those game developers are, and I always been saying that a game is not just because it's created by a game company, it's not just because it's being created or designed or developed by a game developer, game designer, or a character designer along the line, but actually more so as well as that it also do require the gamers. You can create a very good game in your mind, but when you have no one to play the game, that's basically not getting a no sell at all. So at the end of the day, it just basically means nothing. It's nothing. It's not a game, because when no one playing the game, it's pointless at this point of time. So a lot of people tend to not realize that when you are going like mask off or being a hypocrite and just saying that gamers don't understand how games are, or trying to add in false diversity or DEI or whatsoever thing or work thing into the game, not realizing that whatever they add into the game just either number one doesn't make sense, number two seems false, number three seem ridiculous. So when you have all these elements or either one of the elemental into that, people will criticize it. Whether people like it or not is a whole new different debate. But when you go with that idea saying that the game require this thing, or you're saying that people are just being a hypocrite or being whatsoever, instead of addressing that maybe the people are just do not like it, and then just say that if you're not liking it, you may move on, you can play other game. Instead they say that, oh, you're just a hater, you're just a white supremacy, or you're just a transphobia along the line. Using that is you're just basically attacking everyone, even though people are like trying to help or say like giving you the benefit of your doubt. So when you kind of like being at like a person who is just being crazy along the line, yeah, even I would hesitant to say that, do I really want to consider playing this game or even touching this game or even giving the game a try? And more so is that when the game got a lot of people saying that, hey, the game seems bad, the game seems janky, more on that later on. A lot of obviously people will say like, why am I paying 70 to 100 or even over $100 over a game that not only do I not own the game at all, as well as that the game is not even compatible to game that is like in marketable as free-to-play games, like from games from the Japanese developer or China company developer or South Korean company developer. So the thing is, right, it's really kind of like just show how bad games had degenerate in the Western scenario, whereas in like game like China, well known as the MiHoYo where they create the game known as Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, as well as Zenless Zone Zero, which I have been playing and streaming in my own stream all the time. And the game just keep getting better and better. Obviously, people are going to do so-called boycott about Genshin Impact because of the skin color. More on that in one of my videos in the link description below. So if you guys want to check it out, go and check out, because I don't want to talk that too much in that. This video is not related at all. But the thing is, right, when you have a lot of game developer in the Eastern, like South Korean, for the Swift Out, for Nikkei or Stellar Blade, or MiHoYo game representing China, and as well as Kuro game and any other company, as well as Blue Archive for Japanese and other game, like all the game small little details are so good, so interesting, and the combat especially for Zenless Zone Zero or Kuro game, which is the Warframe way. Although there is a few parts that seem janky or funny, but that's they kind of like market it as they purposely did it that way, and when that actually happened, it means the game is fun, is nice, and people will love the game. But when game company calling themselves AAA game or quadruple A game, which means like it's 4 kind of A, and that their game is the best out of best in all the world along the line, and yet company that is that is marketed as free to play is kind of like destroying their pay to play games. Yeah, I think I will just stick to the free to play game, and even if I pay a little bit to the free to play, at least I am ensuring that the game I'm playing is having fun, the game look realistic in my mind, or even if it's not realistic, at least it look funny or even nice along the line. At least the character design are attractive enough to make me like the game, whereas a lot of AAA game, they say their character are based on real life person, and yet they couldn't do it properly. I even freaking do a video again on that about how the Western people destroying or so-called uglified their character, whereas the Japanese or the Western or Eastern or whatever you want to call it along the line, basically the East, China, South Korea, and Japan game company, where they kind of like create most of them very nicely. But I'm not entirely giving it to the Japan as well. There are some company in Japan who do a little bit of things that got the Sweet Baby in hand on them. So that a little bit iffy, but even so, there is still a lot of nice, good-looking character, and Japanese game company are aware of that. They know very well that if their game character does not look good, they will know that they are going to lose a lot of customers, and they always tend to ensure that even if there is some sort of censorship, they will try to keep the original design. They don't add in like, oh, their character must be all black, all white, all purple, or all yellow, blue, whatever the color is, or with the say that, oh, we must add a fat lady, or we must add a transgender. And hell, you guys, if anyone who play the original game of Street Fighter will always forget that Poison is the #1 transgender character in the whole of gaming history. So all in all, a lot of people tend to forget about those kind of things. Yet when you think about how AAA go and say that their game is realistic and whatsoever, yeah, when the gameplay seems janky, it's not realistic, and even if they say it's a world of fiction, they still trying to say, oh, it look realistic. So it's kind of like contradicting themselves. Like, dude, is your game realistic or is your game not realistic? It's basically fictional. So all in all, it's kind of very, very weird how they've been saying that the game is the best, and yet I always seen a lot of like big bugs, or there is issue with the game, or the character doesn't look attractive, or even and I always say this a lot of time, that probably those people who work at Sweet Baby Inc., or people who is thinking about DEI work or whatever, never been to the beach because they never went out and touched grass along the line. Who knows? Or maybe because they are so busy, and even if they do, and they say they claim they do go out, like some of them may claim that they take the bus to work or they take the train to work, but can they deny that they are not looking at their phone? And even if they are looking at the phone, I don't think they are going around researching about pretty looking lady, because there are a lot of pretty lady, especially even in the eastern or western side. So point case in case, it's just basically they are just trying to say that AAA or 4A, and this is really not the time of where we're going to buy a battery where the battery side is AAA, AA, or 4A along the line. It's just that anyone who know very well that the game company is just creating game issue a lot, to the point that they throw themselves into the bus, or even taking their own gun and shoot at their own feet. And it's really kind of like karma hitting them at a very, very nice moment. Maybe yes, maybe no, maybe I don't know. But the main issue at the end of the day is that some of the people who defend Sweet Baby Inc. or trying to blame the character, they end up being so-called laid off. And when that actually happened, they start making noise. And the funny thing is that what kind of noise they start making is the one that's kind of like raised some eyebrow about the whole issue. And one of the things that I've been actually highlighting about how some of the people get laid off and how people start laying off, never really point out that why is the first to lay off not the top. Why must it start from the bottom? And it's really kind of like ironic that now whatever I've been saying all this time has now been so-called put into play, or being turned out true along the line. And the funny thing is, right, would I sympathy or show any some form of support for those people who lay off the bottom? Not entirely. When some of the people at the bottom that get laid off are also the problematic one, yeah, there's no point on supporting them in the first damn place. So all in all, there are some again, with the reason why I would recommend you guys to check out Hillsum video as well as Redsum video is because they do call those people out. But mostly is that what I'm actually do want to highlight is that the most interesting thing is that those people that got laid out, while they are so-called call out gamers or defending as Sweet Baby Inc. or SBI along the line, after they being so-called lay off, they start making noise, and it's really kind of interesting that the noise is really a music to our ears, because in the music we realize that their CEO is also not innocent. And what does that mean? Well, the most important thing at the end of the day is that they as Perma Ben actually nicely put it out, firing over 220 developers, found out to have been the CEO had been spending hundreds and thousands of dollars on cars, especially during the layoff period. And when that actually kind of like got people saying like, oh, where does his money come from? Apparently all his money that he is spending is actually from what they say that his own salary. And it really begs the question, like, for him to spend so much money and having so much money in the first place, it really begs the question, like, how much is he being paid for the job he done? And mostly is that I mean, like, sure, a lot of people saying that when you're at the top you get paid more, but yet from what it seems to me that, and especially the noise that some of the people that got laid off are making, is that they are saying that he's narcissistic or a show off, and that he never do anything in the first damn place, and yeah, he's being paid almost like a lot of money, not sure, but apparently it's in the millions, because if he can able to buy expensive car to so-called flash his well along the line, it just shows how much people should actually be firing the people at the top first, because they are being paid so much and yet they are not doing their job. It really kind of like showing like what are they even doing. I mean, like I'm not saying that they must do a lot, but as the leader of the company, which is the CEO, it's your job to kind of like headline into every single thing, point out the thing and the direction of the game that you're supposed to be pushing for. I'm not saying like, oh, just because that we hire a consultation firm, so the consultation firm will do everything for me and I don't need to do anything along the line. Yeah, don't you ever hear of that there are some people who agree that you are paid for what you do, and yet this person is just basically I do nothing and I getting paid along the line. So obviously a lot of people are kind of like taking into in consideration about him being just a person who just taking benefit of being the lead, the CEO, and that he's being paid a lot. And obviously people are not happy about it, and more so when allegedly that he actually put up the statement to their employees that, oh, no one is gonna get laid off. The funny thing is, right, some of the people will go with the idea that all he need to do, if they really want to cut costs, is just cut his freaking salary. His salary, if he have enough money to buy luxury car, he should have actually cut his own pay to keep those employees safe, and that in the next payout, when they have a very successful game, then he can increase the salary back somehow if he like, as well as that giving the increased bonus to all those people who stay. But yet at the end of the day, he decided to just lay off those people. I mean, like, in some people do those people who get laid off deserve sympathy? To me, I would say no, because they bash gamers, they kind of like try to defend Sweet Baby Inc. about DEI work, and it turned out very badly, and it just shows how crazy a lot of game company and in the western side is just being hypocrite, or just really on the path to destruction, implosion or destruction, whichever how you want to call it. So all in all, I don't think this kind of attention or this kind of company need any more attention as well. So all in all, I would just say that my own piece on this situation is that, is it a good thing to hear about people being laid off? No, it's not. But when the layoff you hear is most of them are actually problematic one, or people who is defending SA, Sweet Baby Inc., or people who always bash gamer, yeah, they don't deserve any pity, sympathy, or anything form of support. But if people want to support them accordingly, I'm not stopping them. I'm not the type of person to say that they don't deserve any more support from other people. If there are other people who wish to support them, go ahead. No one's stopping them, and we should not go and bash them or whatsoever. The most important thing is that at the end of the day is that they should really understand that a game is really just because it is created by the game company, as well as that it's being supported by the gamers. If you take away the gamers, you just only have a game company, and when you have no people playing the game, that's just the game. That's just a company at this point of time. So it's really something that I don't think I need to emphasize anymore as well. But if we do hear more and more news about game company getting laid off, as well as because due to Sweet Baby Inc. Hand on it or something along the line, I think it's really just proof enough to a lot of game companies that if you support Sweet Baby Inc. or you got Sweet Baby Inc. as your consultation firm, think again. Not only are you paying money to them to make your game worse, but you are also losing a majority of the gamers base that you being depending on. So it's really like a no-brainer at this point of time to understand what is right and what is wrong. If you really care about the money, then it should be something that you should be looking out for where the money truly come from. If you really go with the idea saying that, oh, the money came from Sweet Baby Inc., then why are you even paying Sweet Baby Inc. in the first damn place? You're just paying them and you are losing money, when you can use that money to get even more developer to actually develop a better game. It's just that simple, and yet they can't even understand that simple logic. Alright, there is another interesting thing about another game called Star Wars Outlaw that actually kind of like got me laughing when before I decided to not talk about. I actually want to do this as a random chat, another video, but it's really nothing much for me to say about this game, and I really kind of like want to just squeeze this into the video that I put out. What's going to put out is basically the Bungie company laying off 200 video, and I kind of like did a lot on that, so do hold on to that as well. All right, the interesting thing about Hugh-san actually did talk about this, and it saying that the Star Wars Outlaw has to be a joke. I saw his video of and I recommend you guys to check it out because it does go in depth, well, a very short in depth into the whole game trailer, and I think I will agree with him 100%, because the thing is, right, this is really one of the game company that claim to be AAA or quadruple A, and I'm pretty sure I recall saying that the thing about the game company is like a battery, like it's like basically like double A. It's not like really double A battery or triple A battery, and at the end of the day, it just basically is the same damn thing. It's just a battery. So all in all, they can claim themselves to be triple A game or quadruple A game, and yet they couldn't do the basic thing of ensuring like the punch to the back of the stormtrooper head would be in line. I mean, like when I saw the punch of like the main antagonist punching the back of the stormtrooper head, and it missed. It freaking missed. And I guess that at the end of the day, is because it's Star Wars, that punch doesn't mean that if the miss, when he missed the head, the stormtrooper is not going to have feel anything. In the game they show the stormtrooper actually fall down or get knocked out. So I guess it's really the force of nothingness actually managed to knock out that stormtrooper, because he was so in shock that he got hit by nothing, and that the force was enough to shock him that he got himself knocked out. I guess that's how the game worked. Another interesting part is that during the first trailer, which basically a lot of people start bashing it, is that how the enemy got seekage in front of you. It just all because you shoot at him once. I don't know. I mean, like the bullet maybe have some sort of stun or electric in it, and that was enough to so-called got the NPC or the enemy to be in the motion of having a seekage or having a suffering of not able to move along the line. Who knows? And yet they always go with saying that the NPC is one of the best, having a blast with the fighting mechanism, as based on IGN. And it's really kind of like saying like, what is IGN doing all this time? I've been saying like IGN has been full of bullshit ever since who know how long when, and their journalist is really just saying or maybe in most important at this moment, right, it's just reading off a script, not realizing that the gameplay that they don't even seem to be playing is doing a whole new joke at this point of time. And the funny thing is, right, during the gameplay, the main character or the main player, instead of like when you have so many enemy in front of you, and you manage to shoot one of them and have apparently a lot of enemy towards you, instead of killing them off, the first priority you go is for a treasure chest. I guess at this point of time, their greed is overtaking them to the point that they care about money or more over their life at this point of time, because it just shows in their gameplay as well as show how they are in real life as well. So it's really not, it's really like, I really don't think I have any more to say about that, because the thing is, right, when you are in a dangerous situation, are you gonna care about your own life, or are you gonna care about all the gold that is dropping down the cliff because you want to get the gold? If you jumping off the cliff and get all the gold and end up ending your life is your way to go, then by all means go ahead. I'm not stopping you, because that's how greedy you are. And that just show how crazy people are in game, or actually at IGN, when they can say, oh, the fighting mechanic very, very good, one shot. The NPC just kind of like don't know what they are doing. They're just doing some sort of like shaking dance along the line. Who knows? I mean, like, is it their part of their fighting mechanism, or is it part of the bug? Who knows? But if this is at the end of the so-called release version or the public version, however you want to call it along the line, it's really something that I feel like, yeah, they might want to rethink about releasing the game at this point of time, because not only is that gonna get a huge flop, but I can assure you guys that the company is gonna go in deep into the red, which means that they're gonna lose out a lot of money. And as well as another news about layoff will be happening again. It happened to Bungie, I believe. I talked about previously. So if it happened to that company, then I don't, especially a game company that is well known for Halo and Destiny, yeah, I won't even be surprised about Star Wars company decided to just lay off a lot of developer along the line. So I feel like that's enough for random chat for today. I think I talked way more than I expected because there is two different topics. Didn't kind of like want to place them together, but because it's game company, so I decided to just place them together. So that being said, it's really just show how ridiculous game company are, and it's really, and as well as I think it's really how ridiculous how game journalists are as well. Because I'm not saying that the game company has to say, I mean like they can just kind of defend that this is just a pre-release version or is still in the phasing or the debugging phase. But if they really dare to release that as its whole without even doing editing or whatsoever, yeah, then it's gonna just show how bad the game is. And I can just imagine the review is just going to be contradicting the IGN, because IGN can give the game saying like, let's say 7, 8, 9, but when you get the actual review by actual gamers, I can assure you it's gonna be less than 2. Maybe some people will give it a 2 or above, who knows, but at this point of time, I'm not gonna expect too much from this game and not any other game, especially when game that is developed by AAA company, game company, or game company in the East, Western side. Eastern side, I think Japan one still need a little bit of carefulness because some of them do have the Sweet Baby in hand in it. But that one will give it a wait and see approach. But games like MiHoYo company as well as Swift Out company, yeah, I think we can give them the benefit of doubt for now and expect better gameplay from them or better game in future from those. And I think that if they really do go with how gamers actually want a game, and they kind of like gatekeep themselves or kind of like ensure that cater for the actual gamers, then I think there's nothing wrong with them. It's just that Western already lost a lot of support at this point of time, the game company actually. So yeah, really nothing for me to say too much about those kind of game company, which one of the reason why I never like playing Western game. But that's just on me actually. So I'm just putting the word, if I don't like the game, I don't play the game. It's that simple. So I don't like Western game, I don't play those games. Any more to talk about it? Nothing. But it's just all my speculative thought, just a random chat. So whether you agree or disagree, you can just write in the comment below. We can discuss it further. Do you think that the layoff, is it justifiable or is it just karma? Or maybe for the Star Wars game, do you think that you're gonna play the game or do you want to give it a wait and see approach? Who knows? Write in the comment below, we can discuss it further. But if you do like this video, don't forget to press the like button and share this video too, so that people will be aware of my channel. I would really appreciate you guys doing that. But at the same time, if you are a new viewers or a new subscriber, just press the subscribe button if you are not subscribed. And for more random chat or things that I sometimes say either doesn't make sense or just basically come out with different topic or different stuff, totally random at time. Maybe follow the trend, sometimes maybe never follow the trend. But who knows? But the one thing I can definitely say is I hope you guys have a nice day or night. Bye.